Hey Ravens, welcome to ONW Now. I'm Sydney Weeks alongside Alex Gable.
This week on our latest installment we have administrative introductions, a recap of last week's orchestra concert, a story on Dig Pink, trunk or treat information, GameDay Northwest, ONW student safety and our new entertainment show, and more. Let's get started.
The last 2 weeks, we've learned more about our new administrative team. Let's take it to Val Cartwright as we learn more about Mrs. Medina.
Elva Medina is ONW's new sophomore counselor. She has worked at a couple different schools before here as a counselor for a number of years.
I worked at Shawnee Mission North High School previously. I also worked before in Topeka Public Schools, and I was a middle school counselor for them. I started my education profession, it wasn't a long time ago. It was just I'm on my 5th year. And so I'm new to the education world, but as I mentioned before, I worked in the counseling world before with youth. So it's the same concept, but instead of being out with a different agency, now I work in a school building.
Although she's been working in education for 5 years, she believes that she's still learning.
As I enter the building, I'm learning what the students are learning, getting to know them and getting to know what it takes at a young age to be college and career ready.
Being college and career ready can be difficult when students are in unfortunate circumstances, and our goal is to prevent that.
One of my previous jobs where I worked, I unfortunately noticed how violence impacts our youth and how people end up in prison because of sometimes circumstances that they go under, and so I thought that maybe I could prevent some of that as a counselor.
With all of the help that she offers to sophomores, she only hopes that the students say thank you in return.
I really like it when I help them through an issue and just them here and say, thank you for helping me out with that. It just really means the world to me.
For ONW Now, this has been Val Cartwright. Now back to the desk.
Welcome to the Raven family, Mrs. Medina. This past week, orchestras from all 4 Olathe schools were here at ONW. Let's send over to Ben Whitney for the scoop.
On Tuesday, October 4th, the annual Olathe High School Orchestra Festival was held here at ONW. The festival included 500 orchestra students from Olathe North, Northwest, East, and South. The concert was divided into 3 orchestras, 2 concert orchestras, and 1 chamber orchestra. Each group played 2 selections and was directed by a different guest conductor. Congratulations to all of the Olathe High School orchestras for a very impressive performance. For ONW Now, this has been Ben Whitney. Now, back to the desk.
Great job to everyone who performed. Let's bump it over to Gabby Thomas and Sydney for an inside look on our Dig Pink charity tournament.
Last Tuesday, the varsity and JV volleyball teams took part in the Olathe District's annual Dig Pink event.
And it's to support breast cancer. We raise money, spread awareness.
Olathe South, North, East, and Northwest all played in an exhibition game, with South winning against East and the Ravens beating North 25-19 in the first set and 25-11 in the second. Many players from all 4 area high schools played in honor of friends and family currently or previously battling breast cancer, including 5 Ravens: Georgia Mullins, Lindsay Heller, Ainsley Heisey, Sam Worley, and Ellie Wiltanger. For ONW Now, this has been Sydney Weeks and Gabby Thomas. Now, back to the desk.
ONW's annual Trunk or Treat will be taking place Sunday, October 23rd from 4 to 6 p.m. We are in need of candy donations to help our clubs and organizations give back to the community. Bring your candy donations to the front office by October 18th to help support.
Hey Ravens, I'm Adam Cook alongside Rosie Klossner, and welcome to GameDay Northwest.
Today we have stories on golf, gymnastics, football, and your Sunflower League champion Raven volleyball team.
The girls' golf team traveled to St. Andrews last Wednesday to compete in Sunflower League play.
Let's swing it over to Alex Gable with the details.
Last Wednesday, the girls' golf team went to St. Andrews Golf Course for Sunflower League play. The Ravens took second in the league, with Rosie Klossner placing 4th, Abby Julo placing 6th, and Victoria Klossner placing 10th. They will advance to regionals and then to state. They'll be golfing at the Country Club of Leawood for Kansas State Tournament on Monday, October 18th. For GameDay Northwest, this is Alex Gable. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Alex. And just this past Monday, the girls' golf team continued their hot streak, finishing first overall at regionals, with Rosie Klossner taking first individually. Little sister Victoria Klossner finished 4th, and Abby Julo placing 6th. Great job, girls.
Last Saturday, the gymnastics team traveled to Lawrence for a big Sunflower League meet.
Let's flip it over to Rowan Stanley with the details.
The Olathe Northwest gymnastics team headed to Lawrence for a league meet last Saturday. The Lady Ravens continued to heat up on the mat as they put together another strong performance as a team. Leading Northwest in every category was either Brooke Illum or Maddie Fentiman. Team point total of 99.6 points left Northwest in 7th place in the league as they prepare for state on October 22nd. For GameDay Northwest, this has been Rowan Stanley.
Thanks, Roan. Let's wish them luck at their next meet.
The Raven football season has been a roller coaster of emotions. The team lost 3 heartbreakers to begin the season and has bounced back with 2 big victories, including a 34-0 pounding of Leavenworth. Last Friday night, the Ravens battled Lawrence Free State, looking to make it 3 in a row. Let's hand it off to Bryce Lunger with the highlights.
The Ravens took on the Free State Firebirds this past Friday in Lawrence to see if they could get their record to 3-3. The first quarter opened up with a big stop by the Raven defensive line, forcing Free State to punt. Easton Cupper on offense came on for the first time with a 5-yard reception from senior Max Donahue, but the Ravens ended up punting on 4th down. In the second quarter, Firebirds receiver gets tangled up, stays on his feet to get down to the Northwest 15-yard line, leading to a 15-yard rushing touchdown for the first score of the game with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Junior quarterback Braden Cook got some snaps in the fourth quarter to try and get something going for the Ravens offense, completing a pass to Charles Elvin, a couple 10-yard runs to try and get some points on the board. The Ravens fought hard but ended up losing the game 35-0. The team will take on Olathe North this Friday at 7 o'clock.
Way to fight hard, Ravens. Let's take it to Olathe North this Friday.
Last Thursday, the Raven volleyball team took on Olathe South and Shawnee Mission Northwest, looking to wrap up another Sunflower League championship. Let's send it to Catherine Fairwell with the story.
The ONW Raven volleyball team was in Sunflower League action last Thursday night, October 6th. The Ravens took on Olathe South in the first game. They won the first set 25-15, but then in the second set, the Falcons bounced back and at one point led by 3 points. That didn't stop the Ravens. They dominated the second set and won 25-20, a 2-0 sweep. ONW then took on Shawnee Mission Northwest. They fell in the first set 25-23, but they bounced back, winning the second set 25-11 and the third set 25-15. The Lady Ravens are back-to-back Sunflower League champions. They are now 22-3 on the season. For GameDay Northwest has been Catherine Fairwell.
Congratulations to Coach Lentz and all of the Raven volleyball players on this great achievement. Good luck in your drive to state. That's all we have today for GameDay Northwest. For Adam Cook, I'm Rosie Klossner. Now back to the desk.
In the state of Kansas, the largest marching band is our very own Raven Pride Marching Band. This past week, Mr. Davis was awarded one of the most prestigious awards in the state of Kansas. Let's take it to Ryan Atchison and Luke Volker for the story.
From 7 a.m. rehearsals to late night performances, the Raven Pride Marching Band is one of the biggest activities the school has to offer. But it's not just your ordinary band class.
Well, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time and a lot of focus on being as perfect as we can be.
Although there's a lot of time commitment involved, the focus put in involves a huge key factor.
I think when the students have ownership for what they're doing and they care about it so sincerely, that makes it, that gives it its potential to be the best it can
be. The 2016 program, Turned On, is a show that the ONW band isn't really used to.
We've never attempted anything this difficult before, and to see our students rise to the occasion and to see my colleagues at districts in service give Mr. Maddox and Mr. Carter and I a look and say, wow, what's going on at Northwest? You guys have really stepped it up.
Because of the band program's success, Mr. Davis was awarded the Outstanding Young Band Director of the Year for the Northeast District of KMEA, but believes he couldn't have done it alone.
The only reason I would even be eligible for such an honor is because of the great work our students do.
Despite the challenges the band has faced, Mr. Davis believes that the band will finish strong.
That they will conclude this season as excited as they were the first day they came back for our first camp in May.
For ONW Now, this has been Ryan Atchison and Luke Volker. Now back to the desk.
This week we're introducing a new segment on ONW Now, Viewer Submitted Media. Let's take a look at this week's video.
The media must be school appropriate and clean. For the second consecutive year, the ONW has had a writing center. Let's go over to Catherine Farewell for the scoop.
Need help writing essays, peer revisions, or want to improve your writing skills? The ONW Writing Center is for you.
The students that attend the Writing Center get another view of their writing, and they see a different perspective of an outside source versus just their initial ideas.
Writing Center provides a unique atmosphere for students who want to improve.
I'm a Writing Center tutor leader. This is our second year as a Writing Center tutor center, and I'm just working alongside other students here at Olathe Northwest in order to advance writing.
Tutors rotate each session so students can get a variety of different options to help them succeed. You can sign up for an appointment at onwwritingcenter.weebly.com or scan the QR code on the posters in the hallway. The Writing Center is located in room 1311 and it runs during Seminar 2. For ONW Now, this has been Catherine Farewell, and back to the desk.
Last week we briefly talked with Officer Nichols. This week we'll talk a little bit more about dangerous crossing Lone Elm. Let's send it over to Adam Cook for the story.
With the increased amount of students parking at the Seaback parking lot, it's important that students are very careful crossing the street.
We are seeing a great increase in the number of kids who are taking reckless risks when it comes to crossing Lone Elm to get to that parking lot.
The construction around the school makes the carefulness of the students much more important.
I think that we have to be more diligent and more cognizant of what we're doing when we're leaving. Anytime you change the traffic pattern and the way that kids are picked up or dropped off, it can cause some challenges for people because it's different.
Just a quick reminder that whenever you're parking in the Seaback parking lot, make sure to cross the street safely as possible. We don't want anyone getting hurt out here, and we don't need any accidents with all the road construction and everything, so let's be safe.
For ONW Now, this has been Adam Cook and Brooke Biasella. Now back to the desk.
As we conclude this week's episode, here's a new show from our entertainment strand. For Sydney Weeks and the rest of the Convergence team, I'm Alex Gable. Stay classy, Ravens.
I know exactly what you're thinking. Another one of these attempts to make ONW Now funny. Now, don't get me wrong. I've appreciated the previous attempts to make ONW Now funny, but, you know, and everything else, ONW Now has really upped their game this year. So it's high time that all of these segments do the same. And that's where we come in.
Who's we, you may ask? The ONW Improv Troupe. That's who. Funny is what we do. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
I'm Jacob. You've been with me through all my failures here, from losing 2 consecutive class homecoming court titles to 2 student body elections, and now with doing improv, my dignity.
I'm Drew. I once used to be pudgy and athletic. Now I'm neither, and playing a brawny villain in the school musical. How did this happen, you may ask? I think I switched up headshots.
And I'm Corey. You may know me from such shenanigans as Love Photo Bombs, Clown Scare 2016, and of course, Emma Say Yes. For those of you still wondering, Emma never did say yes. It's okay though. I'm over it. And that's only half the improv troupe.
Just wait until you see the rest.
That's why ONW Now came to us with the task of adding some humor to the show. Now, just to be clear, we don't work for ONW Now, so don't come to us with suggestions for the rest of the show. We're part of the entertainment strand of econ. That's us, that's them.
Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk shop on what this show's gonna be about. Now, funny can mean a lot of things. In this context, it means giving a commentary about student life at ONW. We've been in your shoes. We know what goes on, and we aren't afraid to talk about it. Now, every couple of weeks or so, you'll see us on ONW Now doing some sort of skit, or short, or bit, and we think that you'll really enjoy it. After all these years, it's high time that ONW gets the comedy relief it deserves.
Whatever that means.
We're here for you.
Behind a rainy day